across Northeast Ohio were on edge, and for good reason. A kidnapper was on the loose.
This is the boogeyman.
An extremely rare and dangerous situation was unfolding. A stranger targeting children.
We were really on the verge of being desperate.
You might remember this image. A serial predator caught on camera prowling a West Side Cleveland neighborhood. Hundreds of law enforcement officers were now in a race against time to put a name to this face.
We had exhausted everything we could.
It was winter 2 years ago when the man we now know was Justin Christian put a ladder under this window, the bedroom window of a 10-year-old Elyria girl. He grabbed her. She got to her dad. He chased Christian away with a gun. 3 months later, he was caught sneaking around. A 6-year-old girl was not so lucky.
There's no kid safe out there while he's out.
He walked into a home and snatched the sleeping child. In this grainy video, you can see him carrying her to his car. He terrorized her for the next 17 hours before dropping her off in a neighborhood where she was found. Her mother talked to me just after it happened about the nightmare that changed her family's lives.
They didn't play Barbie dolls or watch TV. They can do the math. A grown man with a little kid.
DNA linked the two cases, but more than 500 leads led to dead ends. The FBI and police were out of tips and quickly running out of time.
Someone that brazen is going to do it again, and that was very concerning to us.
That's when Attorney General Mike DeWine gave the okay to the Bureau of Criminal Investigation in London, Ohio, to use a brand new investigative tool. It had only been used in a handful of states and never here in Ohio.
We're waiting for that right case.
And the superintendent of BCI told me this was that case.
We had a good DNA sample, which is important, and the law enforcement had exhausted their leads for the most part in this case.
DNA evidence from Cleveland made its way here to BCI in London, where the first familial DNA test in the state was done. Familial DNA testing.
It will identify for us the top 100 potential parent children to that crime scene profile and the top 100 siblings to that crime scene DNA profile.
It can only be done on men. Diane Garris performed the first familial DNA test.
A man passes down the same Y chromosome DNA profile to his son, and that son will pass the exact same Y chromosome down to their son.
It helps identify possible male relatives already in the system by providing a list of potential fathers, brothers, or sons of a criminal suspect.
When we had a Y profile that matched the evidence, we were quite excited. When we determined that the offender was collected in the Cleveland area, we thought it might be good.
The familial DNA match was to Justin Christian's dead brother.
Now at 11, News 5 uncovering new details here about an accused kidnapper and child rapist.
The information was given to investigators. They tracked down physical evidence. It linked Christian to the crimes, and he was arrested. They then used his DNA to conclusively match it to DNA that had been collected.
He had never been a suspect. No one had ever called with a tip of it possibly being him. So, yeah, we had nothing that would have led us to him. He was completely not on our radar whatsoever.
Tracy Carlos, News 5.
Now running the familiar